2000 FJ Cruiser. 200,000 miles. My personal opinion. 5 years of ownership. And one big disappointment. I bought this car to make it short. I had a Mitsubishi Endeavor. I passed through a dealership and I saw this car like, damn. I like that white top, two-tone. And it's factory, you know, I had no lift kit now. This one's got that 6-inch lift, rough country. Rough country, you see, it's rough country. It's a 6-inch rough country lift kit. It's got the 35 Mickey Thompsons in here. You know. The spaces on the front, nothing special, you know. We gotta get the coils overshot, so. And to make it short, I bought the car, but I didn't read the research on it. And I found out two problems. One day I was driving, my car started vibrating at 1100 RPMs from 35 to 40 miles an hour. I thought it was the tires, you know. So I did a bunch of alignments on my truck from Firestone, and I went to search. I did a search on Google. And I found out to reading some very disturbing things about the FJ. And I was like, man, that's fucked up. All the owners complaining about the same shit about 80, 90, somewhere 100,000 miles. Vibrations. They changed the oils on the fluids on the transmission. The problem continued. Come to find out, torque converters on the 07s to 210, they trash. They go south for 80,000 miles. So if you have an FJ, you bought it from the dealership with a low mile, expect that shit to happen to your FJ. So also, if you buy an FJ, don't buy it automatic 750. Buy the manual 6-speed. Change the oil about 15, 20,000 miles. Keep the oil clean, you know. Don't buy the automatic. You're going to have problems with that transmission, man, and the torque converter. Toyota's very disappointing. It's not what it used to be anymore. They had equal the quality of American cars. That's back in the 80s and 60s when Toyota was the K style Corollas with the rear-wheel drive motors, 1.8, 20R, 22RE on the pickup trucks to put 1 million miles on it. There's a couple of million miles in Puerto Rico. They had trucks with 1 million miles on 20RE, never been repaired. You know, the Tundra has a known problem, a 2 drive shaft piece. Design is a flaw on that. The fucking bed in the back on the Tundra, it bad breaks. Fucking disappointment, man. I love Google. That's why I like the internet, man. You found shit, and then based on what you read, you make the decision on that model. There's something you want to deal with it, man. That's expensive. I don't have the money, man. Really, I have to save it all up. I have to spend. I mean, my motor's 200,000. You can hear it's smooth, but I'm gonna have to spend at least $4-5 grand to make the truck run right. I'm gonna have to get rid of this tranny, get an ECU from the manual tranny, for another FJ, put another transmission here, maybe the manual, get a clutch assembly pedal here, a master cylinder for to make it manual, because I think I go manual, but then in the drive shaft, I'm thinking about all this shit, man. I don't know, man. I might end up buying a Silverado or something, man, because I know a Silverado 6.2 is a good engine. You know, I used to think that maybe the Jeep was just worse quality, but I think maybe the Jeep is better than the FJ Cruiser. You know, take the top off. Even though the FJ might be a 5-star, 4-star front and side, safe. You know, it's got curtains here. It's built like a fucking tank. But the problems, man. That's two known problems that are really, really, really serious. I can see a little problem, man, but that motherfucking drive shaft, bro. And I might have to spend a couple of grand getting the fucking drive shaft. And man, that's too much, man. I don't know what to do. I'll tell you the truth. I think, you know, American cars and Japanese, they're equal. They came equal. You know, right now they are the same quality to me. You know. I had read some horrible stories about the Tundra. And I think like Toyota, they hiding these problems. You know, these problems, they go to the dealership and they don't document it, so you don't read about them. But there's problems is Toyota, bro. I'm telling you right now, the fucking Tundra with the 2 drive shaft piece design is a flaw. They did a test on the Tundra, 2007 to the 210s, and you can see the back of the bed going like that, wobbling. I was like, what the fuck? This is some garbage. The fucking Silverado don't do that. And the F-150, they put them on the same test, and you can see the truck driving and the bed stable. The Toyota Tundra wobbling while it's driving on the highway, and when they did the test. Also, the Tundra has a problem that you better be aware of it. When you buying from the car, depending on the years, the problem doesn't show up usually 5 to 7 years. Back in the bed, they had like 10 to 12 spots where rust shows up, and it goes right into the bed. And I'm not very impressed by the Tundra there. They're using these cheap materials. The metal on the Tundra is very thin paper. The dentist easy. I think at the end of the day, man, you better off buying Americans. It's gonna cost a lot of money to fix. I test drove a Tundra a while ago, and I was not impressed. I couldn't make the connection with the truck. I like my FJ, man. I mean, plenty of power. I put the gas down. That bitch was fast, but the transmission like to hang it on into the overdrive. It's like the Toyota did a good job when they did the truck. They didn't think about beyond in the future. They fucking put a 6-speed tranny in there, and then you have to go to the next overdrive. If she likes to hang on that, that's gonna be nothing but problems on that. You better off buying the Silverado, bro. She got rust problems, the fucking bad shake, air pump compressor that put air into the fuel injectors that goes out. Man, I love the internet. I love Google, man. That's like the Bible of cars. You know, it tells you, it tell you everything is wrong with every model. And then right there, when you read, you can make a decision that I want to deal with that, yes or no. I read it real with some other shit, man. Maybe something engine, man, but not fucking drive shafts and fucking, that's expensive, man. You may know the Jeep Wrangler has the known problem with a ticking sound on the Pentastar. Oh, man, maybe you can spend some money, man. Maybe put some aftermarket heads and stroke a kid, make that engine better, You don't have a fucking problem with a drive shaft like that. I know the Jeep Wrangler has one weak point right at the factory. It's the drive shaft on the front. It's a little tiny drive shaft. This is the propeller of the wheels on the front. That motherfucking, if you hit too many bumps and you go, it will fuss off. And the FJ Cruiser don't do that. But then you have the drive shaft on the back of the motherfucker FJ. That shit vibrates, and it costs money to fix that bitch. I'm gonna have to get a new drive shaft. I don't know. I'm gonna just end up training this bitch. If I do get it, FJ, it has to be a manual, man. If you do get it, FJ, go get it. It has to be a manual training. It's got to be their manual training, and 15 to 20,000. You have to change the oil every time. That's the failure of this training. The 750s on these FJs, they are trash. The ECU likes to be in economical mode, and worse is the overdrives on this in the training. It's better to shift manually. Have the manual 6-speed. I know it's a pain in the ass, but you'll get a better car. I test drove one way before I bought this one. Man, it drove it has that power of a semi. I was impressed about the power. And now I got 2 payments left. And the problem didn't show up into almost at the end of the loan. That's when you got to read. Before you buy a model, read. Read on all the models. Basically, the first model of that year is basically the most troublesome. So, for example, the AJ came in 2007. Don't buy the 2007 unless it's the manual one. And you all don't want to buy the middle either. You want to buy maybe towards the end when it's most refined. The most refined. For example, the first Tundras, maybe the latest Tundra, I don't know, the TRD Pro, most refined. They have taken care of the problems and complaints from customers. You learn your lesson, man. Buying a car is you have to do the research. That's a very serious problems, man. Drive shafts, trainings, torque converters. You might as well buy a Jeep. Too bad the FJ couldn't compete. You know, they doesn't have a drop top convertible. You know, you could take the top off. You know what I'm saying? Go, you can't beat that. You know what I mean? But the only thing that really scares me on the Jeep Wrangler is the safety aspect of it. You don't want to get hit with your family inside, and that motherfucker will not protect your family. That it's not. It's not a car for like safety wise, like the FJ Cruiser. I feel safe in this truck. I feel like this is a mini Hummer. On the Jeep Wrangler, it fails completely, man. 2 stars on the side impact. But you don't buy it for that. You buy it for other purposes. But it's two things that you got to deal with it, but and yeah, I'm very disappointed on Toyota. Toyota is doing what Americans are doing. They making the great motor. The trannies and all kind of shit be showing up later, and it's not what it used to be. This guy's got 200,000, and the tranny already giving me problems. And just might as well buy an American truck. Buy you like a Silverado C71. Lift that bitch up. Put some big tires, 30s or 40s. You know what I'm saying? Put a front side of axle in that motherfucking Silverado. You know. But like the Black Widow, that's a badass truck. You know. It's just that Americans are the king of the trucks. You must admit. I mean, they got when I drove that Tundra,